With expansion leaks, new crafting materials being added to the game, and new major patch features launching soon, this last week has been an interesting one to say the least. Let's all explore what's been happening this week in the world of Warcraft. First off this week, we really have to start with the leaked name of the new expansion. The name was leaked via a change to the official Blizzard website, and World of Warcraft Dragonflight will be our next expansion, and will be officially announced on the 19th of April. Now, to this date, there isn't any official details about the expansion, but the way the name was leaked was via some listings for the pre-purchase options. So, there's a very strong chance that there'll be a pre-order to go along with this announcement on the 19th. Now, these pre-orders are going to mean that many players will look to cash in some of that spare gold on tokens to convert to Blizzard balance, meaning we're probably looking at about the cheapest price the token will be for some time. If you've been waiting for the token to reach its rock bottom before converting some of it to gold, to Blizzard balance, or to game time, now's probably not a bad time to look at doing such. As announcements are made, alphas, betas, PTRs go live, remember to stay subscribed here and I will be covering all and everything regarding Dragonflight. I want to take a quick moment to thank all of the patrons who help support the channel here. It's your kindness that allows me to bring this content to you without the need to resorting to clickbait or bullshit guides. Come say hi over in our Discord channel or consider becoming a goblin today. Now, many players have expressed that the price of legendaries is just too expensive, and that spending tens, if not hundreds of thousands of gold on legendaries to be able to be considered viable for multiple aspects of the game is just really not that acceptable this late in the expansion. So Blizzard have answered. Well, sort of. This week we saw Blizzard hotfix in a new optional crafting reagent called the Vestige of the Devourers. This, unlike the two Vestiges we know and love, is not so much a new pattern, but something you simply buy from a vendor. The new Vestige will set the item level of a rank 1 legendary base craft to that of 249, or what many people know to be rank 5. It costs 6,000 gold at its base price, but this can be reduced with reputation discounts, and requires both reputation of honoured to purchase and use it. You can purchase these from Vilo the Enlightened Quartermaster in Haven, Zereth Mortis, but be aware it has been a little buggy as of recently. Now, this feels to me like a very strange addition to the game, one that really only partly addresses players' concerns about the access to higher ranked legendaries. Now, this at face value appears to provide a somewhat quick and easy path for players to craft their own rank 5 legendaries, but this doesn't come without its issues. Those players are still going to be required to both level their crafting professions to max, to then unlock the legendary crafting patterns from the Rune Carver. They're additionally going to need to get honoured within Zereth Mortis on that character, and additional to that, they're going to need to complete partway into the 9.1 campaign to even unlock the Vestige optional reagent slot for crafting. And on top of that, they then have to spend close to 6,000 gold just for the Vestige itself, to then only get what most would consider a mediocre rank of legendaries by the end of it all. Now, sure, if you happen to have done all of that already on your crafters, then fine. But based on this, and assuming that it's kind of focused towards alts, I can't help but think Blizzard have missed the mark on this a little bit. The crafters out there should also be somewhat careful if you're looking to craft these rank 5s to sell. Now, historically, rank 5 base items have been horrendously bad sellers, as rank 6 was pretty much the same cost and required almost the same amount of soul cinders from the Rune Carver, meaning many would just flat out skip rank 5 and upgrade straight to rank 6. Now, with rank 7s being widely available on all realms and at ever reducing prices, this looks less and less attractive every day. Those already experienced in crafting and selling base legendary items should be aware that this will almost completely wipe out any remaining demand for the lower rank legendaries. The typical path I feel for players will now probably be self-crafting one of these cheaper rank 5s, or buying one off the auction house from somebody that's done the hard work, and then upgrading to a rank 7 as and when you can afford it. The ranks 1 through till 3 are already next to impossible to sell, especially for a profit. The rank 4 items will now be considerably more costly to craft than this new rank 5, almost squishing their use completely. And rank 6s will have a crafting cost so very close to that of a rank 7 that I can't help but feel their fate will be similar to rank 5s of the past, in such that most players will just skip it completely in favour of upgrading straight to rank 7. Now, some final things to note with this, that's when crafting using one of these vestiges, you will still only gain 5 experience, the same as what you would do by crafting a rank 1 base item. So this also does very little to help you if you're actually hoping to use this as a better way to level up your legendary crafts. The only slight saving grace here is that your chance of selling this rank 5 is probably much greater than what it would have been of selling the rank 1s, so you might be able to recover some of your leveling costs. Overall, I can't help but feel this is a very strange addition to the game, one that I think neither really fixes any of the problems that people have with the legendary system. It doesn't make it easier to level up the legendary crafts, nor does it really address the high costs of the top ones. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Finally today, let's take a look at one of the last major features of patch 9.2. The creation catalyst will become available with the very next reset and give players who have not been blessed by RNGesus another way to acquire and complete their tier sets. As a very quick overview, the creation catalyst, which is stationed in the southern part of Zereth Mortis, will allow players to place a piece of gear along with a quantity of cosmic flux to convert it into another similar item. The rules here are pretty simple. The item level of the piece of gear you put in will be the item level of the piece of gear that you get out. Any tertiary stats and sockets will be preserved, and if the item is one of the 5 corresponding slots, then a tier set piece will be created. Now, not all pieces of armour can be used though. It's going to be restricted to items from Mythic Plus, rated PvP, or the Sepulchre of the First One's raid, and additionally, quite recently, the addition of the Sand-Worn Relic gear that's sold by Rafik in Zereth Mortis. Unfortunately, the Zereth Mortis Cypher gear does not qualify. But this is the weekly dose of gold making. Where's the gold making potential, you might ask? Well, players very quickly worked out that the epic BoEs that drop from the raid and are currently being sold on your auction house will be able to be converted. Now the conversion process is going to turn that BoE item into a bind on pickup item, so once converted these items will not be able to be resold, but this does potentially increase their value dramatically for any item that could be converted into tier. Especially the mythic BoEs, as they will become best in slot items for basically every player in the game. Now, I do understand flipping raid BoEs is not for the faint of heart at the best of times, but has been proven time and time again that players will be willing to spend top dollar to get those best items for their class. The obvious disclaimers should probably be pointed out here with flipping BoEs, that there's likely to be more and more appearing on the auction house each week as more players have access to bigger and harder bosses. Like always, there's also the possibility that many smart goblins out there may already be pricing these items to reflect this new feature. But if you spot a cheap one, which when converted in the creation catalyst will create a tier piece, there's likely to be some good gold made flipping these. So the next few weeks are going to be very interesting ones and are going to shape the direction this game is heading towards. Come and discuss all of today's topics over in our Discord. There are many like-minded players to chat with and free resources such as my Shadowlands gold making cheat sheet to help you level up your gold making and enjoyment of the game. Remember to like the video before you leave and subscribe for more future content. I've been Manthieus, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.